Oh gosh, I mean, a lot of them are former entrepreneurs, so I just love entrepreneurs. But they have such great ideas. They're so smart. They're so collaborative. We've really figured out in the United States how to work together. So we've also figured out that about 75% of all the deals that they did were actually syndicated or collaboratively worked together. So that's really exciting.
Tell me about yourself and your background.
My name is Marianne Hudson. I'm based in the US. Um, I am an angel investor and an entrepreneur mentor, which I really love. I got involved in angel investing because I was working for the Kauffman Foundation, which is the largest foundation focused on entrepreneurship in the world. And my job was to support high growth entrepreneurs. And I met an angel or two, and then one day I got a call saying, "Hey, could you help us talk to each other? We don't have an industry analyst, we don't know how to talk to each other, and you guys facilitate that." And I said, "Sure." Hardly knew what an angel was. And anyway, we had all these meetings, and it turned into the Angel Capital Association, which includes some Canadian members, but most of our members are American. And I founded that and spun it out of the Kauffman Foundation and then led it for 15 years. And it was such a great journey, if you will. Now I'm not doing that any longer. We brought somebody in to kind of continue that experience and me move on to other things. But I'm proud of the work that we did. When I first started in it in the early 2000s, there were hardly any women in the room. And now almost, I think 40% are women. And the amount of companies led by women kind of goes along with the growth and who are the angel investors. So that's been really exciting. And along that journey, I got involved with NACO and have been on the board for 8 years. This is actually my last opportunity to be involved with the board.
We're going to talk a little bit more about your experience on the NACO board, but I wanted to ask you, what is it that you like about working with angel investors?
Oh gosh, I mean, a lot of them are former entrepreneurs, so I just love entrepreneurs. But they have such great ideas. They're so smart. They're so collaborative. We've really figured out in the United States how to work together. So we've also figured out that about 75% of all the deals that they did were actually syndicated or collaboratively worked together. So that's really exciting. But they're just fun, exciting people, really smart. I've learned so much from them, and they're also giving. It's not like they're trying to compete with each other. They've figured out we all want to work together and make this a great community.
What opportunities do you think exist right now for the angel investment community?
So, some of it is who the angels are, because that can diversify. It's one way to diversify who the companies are that they are investing in. And I'm seeing growth in Canada as well. And kind of the next frontier is people of color and making sure you're backing those entrepreneurs because that really grows the economy here in Canada, North America in general. Then I'm seeing, new frontiers and innovations in the way they invest, in the way they connect with entrepreneurs. And just, think about going through COVID and all of those companies you had to pivot, and some of them did great. And just thinking through how can we support our portfolio companies, but how can we make sure we really invest in the stars that are out there? And a lot of changes in just if you're investing organized, like an angel group or an angel platform, there's new ways to invest and there's new ways to bring in new people. And, there's just so much innovation. It's really cool.
What do you think can be done better when it comes to the angel investment community and also in terms of NACO's role?
So yeah, I think NACO has been really good at, especially through COVID, and bringing some attention that I know you were involved in those programs. Just bringing people together, bringing the importance of entrepreneurship and early stage investing to everyone, but also having that affect the policymakers. And now we're really seeing the benefits there. But I think we're having a board meeting right now, and we're talking about how can we make sure that there's better ways for Canadian angels to invest together. And because if a company needs $1 million, they're probably going to have to work with multiple organizations. And is there a way we can all get to know each other better, make it easier for us to fill out a deal with the money, but also make it easier for the entrepreneur?
When you look back at your time on the NACO board, what are some of the highlights?
You know, 5 years ago, they actually took us to the Yukon Territory in February.
Wow.
And besides being a beautiful, beautiful territory, it was a community trying to figure out how they could really support startups. And it was really interesting to talk to the people, get to know them, and kind of do some preliminary planning, which I understand now may be actually turning into a little bit more fruition. That was pretty fun. But yeah, there's been wonderful events and people to meet, and I've just really enjoyed getting to know Canada better. I've actually been to every Canadian major city except for Edmonton and Quebec City.
That's
And those are on
impressive.
my list.
Excellent. Well, listen, thank you so much for joining me today.
Good to be with you. Thanks.
It's a call to action for us as leaders to say, who are we spending our time with? Who are we investing our money with? And why?